This nigga is childish, bro.
If you change your mind, just let me know. Man, so I hope y'all like that little intro right there. My boy Isaiah shaved his beard off. Not this haircut, but I think like a haircut, the next haircut after that. I'll show y'all what it look like if y'all stick around to the end with the whole thing cut off. So today what we're doing is showing you all how to do an elite taper, a low ball taper on a waver. So the complexity that comes with this type of haircut, the low taper isn't super difficult, but when you're cutting a waver, that can be complex because their hair is so compact, so uniform, so neat that it can make it really hard, especially when the waves go down into the taper like you see Isaiah's right here. So the first step you want to do to master this task is to use a comb to comb the hair out. Yes, I know wavers use brushes, but you're not the waver, you're the professional. So what a wave is a compressed curl. So what you want to do is take that comb. See, I comb to stretch that hair out. I want to space it out and stretch it out so that when my clippers run across it, I don't gap them or skip gap, right? Meaning I cut chunks off in certain areas because whenever you cut a waver, you'll hear that because you're going up peaks and valleys, right? You're going over the top of the wave and then where the wave dips down. So what I like to do is stretch that wave out to kind of flatten it so though my clippers run over it, I won't skip them or gap them. That's actually one of the most important gems that you'll get from this tutorial. Also, I don't like to use detachable clippers. Sometimes I do, depends on the density of the client's hair. Meaning, what I just used was my Walls Magic Clip. That was a plastic guard. A detachable guard is one of those metal guards you can pop the head off and change the side. Because of how those guards are made, you can also skip or gap a waver. Just some key details to start this off. Then I go back to my old trusty method again. So 2-line method. You saw me put the primary line in with the trimmer, then the secondary line I put in right here with my magic clip. What only thing that kind of changes about this process is, again, if you look at the bottom part of where that wave dips down, it kind of goes into where I want this taper to transition. So what all you do is you take your guard and you debulk and attack the end of that wave. See, a wave is an S. So the bottom of that S, or actually the middle of that S, I want to attack it because that's what that ridge or that bump forms on that wave. I hope that makes sense. And I debulk that a little more to flatten it out. Don't cut the wave out, but I do flatten the wave so that way I can get a nice smooth taper. If you stick around to the end, this taper came out beautifully. Now also, another issue you can run into with wavers, if you look behind Isaiah's ear and on the corner of his edge up, it looks thin because it is. Wavers hide their thinness, or they can hide where there's a density issue in their hair by compacting that curl down. The area that you see where that wave sits is actually the hair that's above that area, but it lays down and compresses on top of thin spots. I have a few other wave videos where you can kind of see this better, but it's not manipulative. It's deceiving. A waver's hair can look very thick, but really there's density issues like anybody else, but because their hair lays down and they pack it so well, you can't tell. So another little tidbit. Then I do my same method, like I said. Primary line, I attack it with the guard closed. That separates the skin from the hair. Secondary line is what I'm debulking right now. I started with a 2, 1.5, then I come with the 1. And right now that I debulked that area, now I'm blending it together with my Babyless, I think FS Blue, whatever they call it. Really good clipper though. Look at the bottom of that wave. It's still there, but now I can smoothly transition into giving a nice taper while keeping a nice style. You can cut a waver like you cut anybody else as far as giving them a good taper. I see a lot of people with waves or people who cut wavers. The stigma is, oh, don't cut my waves out. Don't mess my progress up, bro. You can give the exact same cut. Takes a little bit finer details, but it still looks just as good. So look at my offhand, my left hand. I'm stretching the skin. Very important when cutting a waver also because you want to create a larger workspace. When those waves are so compact to the perimeter of the scalp or the hair, the edge up, it is not that much space to work. So I stretch the skin to kind of stretch myself to cheat and give myself more workspace. Then I come back, and again, I'm just attacking that bone. That transition is so beautiful. I talked y'all through this side. I actually want y'all to just watch me work on the other side because it came out just as beautiful as well. Details, details, details. Try to remember or rewind and listen to my instruction on the inside. So that way, when you watch me on the other side, you see how it all come together. Now I'm blending this beard in because obviously I like a nice small transition from taper to beard. I mean, from taper, to beard. All right. So y'all watch. Oh, actually, I'm going to the back of the head. So see y'all there. All right. So same thing with the back. Only difference is you actually get more space in the back to work because not many wavers wave down to the very bottom of the nape of the neck. So with Isaiah here, I got more space to work. Same method. Some primary line, secondary line. Now, what we can talk about in the back of Isaiah's head is he does not have very dense sides or edges. Also in the middle, he has multiple growth patterns. So the way I attack that, obviously, I may close the blade a little more, but I have to push out, do more of a C motion. Why am I using my hands like y'all can see me? But I'm flicking up and out. That allows me to push into that fade, but use more of the blade. Now look right here on these edges. You see how thin they are, but that wave laid over that density issue. So what I do is I'm going to debulk. I'm going to debulk a little more where it goes from not dense to kind of blend that together to make that optical illusion that his hair is more full than it actually is. And I'm also going to take my time, right? You have to study and analyze and consult the head before you get going on it, right? So again, I'm taking my two, debulking a little higher, watching this progress because I don't want to take it away. Went to 2, 1.5. Now I got my 1. Then I do my 1/16. Why do I use so many guards? Because I'm stepping down as I go off the ladder. It's a step, 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 step. And I'm stepping down to debulk. The lighter the area, the easier it is to fade. So I want to the lighter and the thinner. So the thinner the area is with less bulk, like I said, on straight hair, or a looser curl pattern, you will use thinning shears. But on over curly or black people hair, we're gonna just use a larger guard and debulk down to where we can just fade with our clippers, no guard. All right, so that's what I'm doing now. So let's talk about, look at my wrist, right? Look at my hands on the clippers. Thumb on top, 4 fingers on the back, right? Because I do have 5 fingers or 4 fingers in the thumb, depending on how. Is it 4 fingers in the thumb or is it 5 fingers? Let me know. I don't know. But my thumb on top, I very lightly press on the clipper just to guide the clipper. Then the back fingers actually control my wrist movement, making that C motion. Hope that helped. Y'all stick around. Why I keep trying to go to the other side? We still got more work to do. I'm tripping. I apologize. The reason why I debulked so hard because I was attacking that density issue. Now, if you look at those corners, they're still thinner, but it's not as noticeable. Also, look at how I'm fading. What am I using? I'm using the corner of the blade. I'm using the tip of the blade. I hardly ever use the whole blade at one time. Why? Because my fade radius or the area that I'm fading is not that big. You attack spots, pieces, destinations. What about destination? Number one in the nation, tendonism. You attack certain areas at a time instead of trying to go for the full thing at once. Does that make sense? So again, so now I'm seeing that density right there, but I'm just tapping. Look at the corner. I'm using the corner of the blade. Never pick up the brush during the haircut. I stand on that, stand by that, stamp of approval. And then look at that growth pattern. It's pushing towards the ear, so I comb it towards the ear. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Yeah? No? Y'all not gonna answer me? Well, that's cool too, but you get what I'm saying. Same thing. I see that. That was a thin spot. So instead of pushing this edge up back right there, I just debulk it. So that way when it's time to edge them up, it's a very beautiful, coarse, smooth transition. Okay, so I misspoke. The video is too long, so I took out the other side taper, but you'll see it at the end. I apologize. Now, shout out to the GameChanger shave gel, bro. Y'all need to go check this shave gel out. Obviously, I use razors on every edge up I do, so I decided to develop a custom formula for a shave gel. I went to a cosmetic laboratory that was local, And bro, I stand by this. Anybody who ever used it will tell you that it's a great product. Why? Custom made, no cookie cutter, no white label. It's thicker, it's stronger. It has aloe in it to help keep the skin moisturized, better preservative. So even though we have to maintain shelf life, I don't want to cause irritation. Man, everything about this product, I stand by it 100%. If you just watch me edge, you see how smooth it works. Now, Isaiah has a thicker hair shaft, meaning his individual hair shafts are very thick. Gives him a nice, lush, black gold hair texture. But the difficult about that is when you raise your edge, sometimes it's so dense, that hair shaft, that it causes pulling, which causes irritation. And the shave gel is making it glide across the hair, as you all can see. So go to GameChangerCosmetics.com. Y'all check it out, man. Y'all will really love it. And yeah, when it comes to edge up, using the razor edge up, you stretch from the top and the bottom. Why? Because you want to tighten the skin, tighten the workspace so that razor also can glide across. And people always ask me, what? When I'm promoting the shave gel, what blades do you use? Bro, listen, I promise you, standard. I'm not gonna I use, Persona? Not Persona. I use Dorco, and I use the brand from Walmart. So the blade is especially just, I'm using a high quality product complementing with just good technique. So look at that. It's looking good. Come back and hit a few spots. I'll come back and tap some areas on that edge up. This is the side I want y'all to watch too. I did the same thing. I'm not going to talk. Y'all check it out, but go check out that shave gel. I'm going to keep saying it forever. Game Changer Cosmetics, because I stand by it, stand on it. Y'all stay tuned. I'll see y'all when it's time for the beard. Dang, I misspoke again, not beard. So when you got that long overhang from the waves, I do comb or clipper over comb. All I'm doing, I'm pulling and I'm following the shape of that arch around his ear. And I just debulk it. That actually came out perfect. And I go down, edge him up, keep it nice and natural as possible, because you don't want that grow back to be hideous, a mess, untamed. Use the quantity of clippers, follow that circular motion around the ear, blah, 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 blah. Not just saying. It's coming out good. It's coming out good. I see y'all soon when it's time for that joke. The beard. Third time promoting the shave gel, go buy the dang on gel. I'm telling you, works good, doesn't leave the skin sticky, doesn't leave the residue, doesn't leave it ashy because it's a moisturizing agent in there. Aloe, plus some other stuff. But yeah, now look, if you look right here, my hand look like I'm poking him in his eye. But what I'm doing is I'm stretching that skin upwards so that I can follow that line natural, so I can follow the line that I created, but also I can get a nice tight pull on that skin. Some backhand work. I want that beard to flow into the natural arch of that edge up that I created. And yeah, I think it looked good. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. Have you tried the shave gel? Have you not? What do y'all think about the haircut? I think this thing is superb. Is this one of the best tapers y'all seen, or am I capping? Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Is it 4 fingers and 1 thumb, or 5 fingers and, yeah. He brought his reaction.
sure.